The following training video is centered on the concept of inclusion for persons with disabilities in recreational sports and activities settings. It does not specifically address higher level sports.
Love first. I would say cancel out everything that you're thinking in your mind, everything that's working you up like, oh, am I gonna break them? Oh, am I gonna say something wrong? Don't do any of that. Just ask them how they want to be treated and talk to them through it so that they know, well, at least they're making an effort to be able to connect with me on a different level. But don't be strange about it. We understand that everything is different, but figure out a way to find that common bond between you and the person that you're working with or speaking to, and that'll make everything so much easier.
People first language is extremely important. So instead of saying, that autistic child, you would say that child has autism. So just really saying that, it's a person first, and yes, they may have disabilities, but ultimately we're all just people.
Get on their level. That's super important, is getting down to
why.
Ask them why, but getting on their level and just saying, hey, what can I do to help you? And that's a great question.
You have to kind of reverse the roles and think of somebody trapped essentially inside their own body. They have a lot to say. They're incredibly intelligent. They just can't get that out. And so I would be frustrated too if I couldn't speak my mind and speak what I needed or wanted clearly.
I had a few people I was able to connect with even without communication.
I want to follow that up with language and written and spoken words is only one part of communication. You can still connect and communicate with people through body language. I don't know if you've ever spent time with someone who, a hearing impaired individual or someone that doesn't speak the same language, you can still communicate some.
Just because someone has a physical or intellectual disability does not mean that their mental capacity is much younger than they actually are. People would have a tendency to talk down to people and kind of talk, almost baby talk to people who really, were a lot more capable than that. And also, kind of in the same vein, we all would have a tendency to talk about that person while they're right there in the room, like to a parent or guardian.
I am a whole person.
It's really important to get their opinion on how they need to be supported, and that can be done directly by asking them. Even if they're a nonverbal person, it's still okay to say hello and talk to them and look them in the eye. You don't need to look at the parent or para. Now, if you can't get what you need, obviously check in with the parent or check in with a helper or check in with another kid maybe who's familiar and just say, how can we best include this child? What's the best way we can support them? It's generally simple.
Not all disabilities are visible, and so people in just any regular job might be working with someone with a disability and have no idea. In fact, sometimes those people might not have been diagnosed with anything yet. So it really can run the gamut on how you respond. So most importantly, always treat people with dignity and respect.
You have to presume competence or assume abilities, right? So in order to assume abilities in everyone else, you have to be able to assume the abilities in yourself.
Just be yourself. And I think a lot of times people will try to be fake or be overly nice or overly excited, and that can exude from you. You can tell that somebody is faking that. And so just being yourself, everybody just wants to be treated with respect.